Dodgers right back at it after a comeback win last night over Cincinnati at Camelback Ranch. Today, we're at Tempe Diablo Stadium, home of the Angels, as they welcome in your world champion, Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Kirsten Watson will join us in a bit. Before we talk about today, let's talk about last night. First and foremost, Yoshinobu Yamamoto had an outstanding outing, and Roki Sasaki made his debut. He's the talk of baseball today.
We saw a lot of swings and misses in last night's ballgame, and after Yamamoto got through that first inning, well, the splitter came into being, and that splitter just diving down in the dirt. Not just a splitter, also went with a good fastball occasionally as well. Got through that first. After that, lights out, but he was not the only one that turned out the lights.
Roki Sasaki's splitter had all kinds of drop on it, and he was just baffling hitters for Cincinnati last night. It's only 3 innings in a spring training game, but it's a sample of what's to come. Also, what's to come today, Chris Taylor out there at second base. The Dodgers haven't decided what they're going to do with that position yet. And Kirsten, you've got more on Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, Tim. Well, the big question right now, just kind of leaving spring training and leaving this time in Arizona, is how is second base as well as center field going to look? Dave Roberts has made it very clear that Tommy Edman's going to be an everyday guy, but he's a player. He's a utility guy. He can start at second. He could kick out to center field if need be. But he did say there's no need to make a decision just yet. There's a week left of games in the Cactus League, 2 weeks until opening day in Tokyo. So they have a little bit more time until they make that exact decision as who's going to be the everyday guy at center field or second base, guys.
All right, Kirsten, thank you very much.
From Blake Snell, by the numbers, he has actually worked less than any of the Dodgers' top 4 starters in the rotation, at least in Cactus League play. Just 1 inning of work in his lone spring start. That was 8 days ago. Tyler Glasnow has started twice. He's gone 3 innings total. Roki Sasaki made his Cactus League debut last night. 3 scoreless innings of relief. The opening day starter, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, has started 3 games and leads the team with 8 innings, 4 of them coming last night. So just 1 inning of work so far from Blake Snell in a Cactus League game. He has thrown on the backfields as well, Jerry, but fans might look at that and see a limited workload and wonder whether he will be truly built up for the start of the season.
No concern whatsoever. You got to remember, our season starts a little earlier now in Japan. We're going to have those 2 games in Japan. We already know Blake Snell will not start in one of those games. So he's getting plenty of work done, making sure he's ready when we come back and start the season. So it really needs, 3 weeks to really start to get built up. So I'm not concerned about Blake Snell whatsoever. He knows what he needs to get done. And remember, last season, he didn't have a spring training. So now he's got a long build up. Blake Snell will be just fine.
It's all about being healthy down the stretch and into October. And then you've got Roki Sasaki. He had thrown on the backfields as well. Jerry made his Cactus League debut last night. And boy, was he impressive in his 3 innings of work.
Absolutely electric. And listen, the first thing we want to look at with Roki Sasaki, how would he fare in a big league game under the lights there? He had fastball command. That split or forkball was absolutely devastating. He did feature a slider. He threw it 3 times. I think he's going to need that pitch moving forward. But I think that is a huge step forward for Roki Sasaki, not just in Cactus League play, but now he goes out there, his next start or outing, he pitches well. I think he's in line. Game number 2 in Japan.
That's what Dave Roberts said this morning. It looks like he is back on track to start the second game in Japan. Meanwhile, Tyler Glasnow threw 16 pitches in his first start, then 22 pitches in 2 innings the last time out 3 days ago. Jerry, we know he made some minor mechanical changes in the offseason, and early on he sounds pleased with how it's translated.
Well, remember, he is a big guy, so those changes can be an issue early on to make sure you repeat your delivery. Once again, similar to Blake Snell, he's got a longer time frame to get ready for the season. The most important thing, I know, John, you touched on it, making sure he's healthy throughout the season, especially the second half of the season. He's strong heading into the postseason.
Big reason why he made those mechanical adjustments to give himself the best chance to be healthy for the entire season. Yoshinobu Yamamoto built up to 4 innings last night, threw 47 pitches, retired the final 8 batters he faced. He's going to make one more start in Arizona before he gets the ball for that season opener in Japan. Jerry, he looks to be in a good spot to begin the year.
I think he's in a great spot right now. Remember, last night he did have that hiccup in the first inning, but what I loved about that start, when he went obviously to the stretch, he really started to execute his pitches, and he knows how to bounce back. So he got his work in. Another thing too, he's pitched in Japan before. He knows that stadium. He knows that environment. So he's not going to be fazed by the hoopla in pitching in Japan, in Tokyo. So he's built up. He'll be ready to go.
And a lot of times in these Cactus League starts, guys are just working on things, so you can ignore some of those numbers, especially from the veteran guys. And one of the few questions still to be answered this spring is, who's going to be that fifth starter to open the season? Assuming the first four are set with Yoshi, Snell, Glasnow, and Sasaki. Jerry, who do you like to get that final spot?
Listen, I like the Catman right now early on. Now, listen, Dustin May, you got to remember, he's working back from an injury and also working back from surgery of his esophagus. So the Catman, Tony, I think, has the edge. He's pitched extremely well. Dustin May, I think he's ticketed to the bullpen. I think this is a great idea for him to kind of really smooth his first couple months back to the big leagues. We know we get Dustin May out there. Hey, brother, let it go for a couple innings. I like that idea.
All right, we'll see him on the mound for the Dodgers tomorrow. Still more to come. 3 weeks ago, Eddie Rosario wasn't even a Dodger, and now he's tied for the team lead in home runs. More from the 6-game Cactus League winning streak coming up.
こちらの試合、まさにドジャースにとって大きな前進となった一戦でした。山本由伸が予定通りの4回を投げ抜き、そして佐々木朗希が3回無失点の快投を見せ、チームとしての完成度がまた一段と上がったことを感じさせる内容でした。特に佐々木朗希のピッチングは、まさに本物でしたね。98、99マイルの強し速球、そして打者がことごとく空振りするスプリット。試合前には、自信をつけることが重要と言われていましたが、この投球内容ならば確実にその自信を深めることができたはずです。実際に彼も試合後のインタビューで、ビッグリーグの打者たちはミスを逃さないと言いつつ、良いボールを投げれば必ず抑えられると確かな手応えを感じている様子でした。そしてその言葉通り、佐々木の投球は打者のリアクションを見ても別格でしたね。解説陣も口々にこのスプリットはやばいと興奮していましたが、それも当然です。8回スプリットを投げ、7回空振りを奪うという圧倒的な数字。打者が手を出しても当たらない。まるで魔法のようなボール。これこそ、MLB が佐々木朗希に期待しているピッチングです。試合後、デーブ・ロバーツ監督も、彼はどんどん成長している、と高評価。さらに、チームメイトも彼のことを好きになっているし、より多くの情報を吸収しようとしている、と、彼がすでにチームに溶け込んでいることを明かしました。この点は、MLB で成功するために非常に重要な要素です。技術が素晴らしいのはもちろんですが、周囲と良好な関係を築き、信頼されることもまた、スター選手への道につながるのです。さらに、山本由伸のピッチングも素晴らしかったですね。試合を重ねるごとに調子を上げており、今日の4イニングはまさに、エース級の投球。ロバーツ監督も試合が進むにつれてどんどん良くなったと評価していましたし、開幕戦の東京シリーズに向けて最高の状態に仕上がっていることがわかります。開幕戦のマウンドに立つ山本由伸、そしてそれを追う佐々木朗希、ドジャースの先発ローテーションがどれほど強力なものになるのか、今から楽しみで仕方ありません。こうした若手投手たちの活躍はチーム全体にとっても大きなエネルギーになります。特に佐々木朗希のように、今まさに成長の途上にある選手が結果を出すことは、ベテラン勢にとっても良い刺激になるでしょう。これが競争の激しい MLB の世界。才能だけでは生き残れない。しかし努力を重ね、成長を続ける選手こそが、最終的に頂点に立つのです。そして、そんな素晴らしい試合を見せてくれたドジャースに、今後もますます期待が高まります。次の試合ではどんなドラマが生まれるのか、佐々木朗希はどこまで成長するのか、山本由伸は開幕戦でどんな投球を見せるのか、気になることが次々と出てきますね。ということで、今後のドジャースの戦いを見逃さないためにも、ぜひチャンネル登録をお願いします。佐々木朗希、山本由伸、そして大谷翔平と、今季のドジャースは日本の野球ファンにとっても特別なシーズンになりそうです。これからの戦いも、一緒に楽しんでいきましょう。